He didn't grow up dreaming. Dreams are a luxury when survival is the goal. Before he understood money, before he understood systems, before he understood choice, he understood fear. At 9 or 10 years old, he watched his mother get shot right in front of his face. Violence wasn't a story on the news. It was the environment. It was the air. It was normal. He saw drugs being sold. He saw robberies. He saw his mother get robbed, then shot, then sent to prison. And by 14, his mother was gone. His grandmother, the only stability he knew, was gone too. 14 years old, homeless, no safety net, no guidance, just one goal: get through today. When survival is the goal, you don't think about 5 years. You don't think about retirement. You don't think about ownership. You think about tonight. You think about food. You think about money. You think about how to not be weak in a world that punishes weakness. So he did what he knew. He went into survival mode. And survival mode doesn't care about consequences. It cares about speed. At 16, he went to prison, charged with attempted murder during a robbery. And just like that, the world shrank to concrete walls and metal doors. One day in prison, after a fight that lasted hours, he was sent to solitary confinement. No noise, no distractions, just silence. And in that cell, he met someone who would change his life. A man who didn't look like him, didn't talk like him, didn't come from his world. The man said something simple. "Listen, there's a game being played, and you're playing a game you can't win." That sentence landed differently, because when you've lost everyone you know, when every story ends the same way, you start wondering if the problem isn't effort. Maybe it's the game. The man continued. Wealthy people do 3 things. They stop trading time for money, they make their money work for them, and they give value to people. That last part didn't make sense yet, but the second one did. Make your money work for you. Because all he had ever known was how to go get money, risk it, chase it, fight for it. No one ever told him money could work. For 45 days, every conversation circled back to the same idea: ownership. In prison, something changed. For the first time in his life, he wasn't running. He started reading. He started watching business news, market updates, people talking about money, without fear, without guns, without running. And he noticed something that shook him. These people were making millions without risking their lives. So he started breaking it down the only way he knew how. A good business was just like a good hustler. Product mattered. Consistency mattered. Reputation mattered. A business had a competitive edge. A hustler had territory. A business had branding. A hustler had a name that meant something. A business had more assets than debt. A hustler needed more than just re-up money to survive. The game wasn't different. It was legal. That's when it clicked. Owning a stock wasn't gambling. It was ownership. A piece of a business, a slice of the machine. And suddenly the world made sense. Cash wasn't safety. Cash was decay. Money sitting still was losing value every day. Banks weren't helpers. They were middlemen, using your money to make their money. The poor were taught to save. The wealthy were taught to own. This wasn't about intelligence. It was about access to information. But here's the truth most people don't say. Knowing isn't enough. When he got out of prison, he had information, but no money. And survival has a way of pulling you back. He went back to the streets. Same patterns, same risks, same ending waiting at the door. One night, the police kicked in his door. They took his cash. They took his truck. But they didn't touch his stock account. That moment burned into his mind. The streets took everything. Ownership stayed. Later, he almost lost his life. And that was it. No more gambling with death. No more almosts. He got a legal job. Hard labor. Long hours. Building things for other people. $2,000 a week. To some, that's nothing. To him, it was a chance. He lived on almost nothing, saved aggressively, invested consistently. 70% of his income gone before he could touch it. No new shoes, no vacations, no treating himself to escape the pain. Because he finally understood something. Instant gratification keeps you alive today, but kills your tomorrow. Discipline isn't loud. Discipline is lonely. But discipline compounds. Something changed in how he spoke. He stopped saying, "I bought that." He started saying, "I own that." Not the product, the company. Not the phone, the business behind it. That shift was everything. Because once you see yourself as an owner, you move differently. You don't just consume the world, you study it. You notice cycles, expansions, contractions. You stop reacting emotionally and start positioning strategically. Fear stopped meaning panic. Fear became fuel. Finally exiting average reality. Because average is easy. Average is inherited. But average is a cage. Eventually the money came, but it wasn't the point. The point was impact. He realized something powerful. Poverty isn't just about money. It's about belief. If a child grows up thinking success isn't for them, they'll never even try. So he taught. Not from a stage, not with ego, with language people understood. Struggle language. Because struggle is universal. And he reminded people, you don't need to be perfect to start. You don't need a lot of money. You just need to start. $25 a month. One book. One decision. Brick by brick. Because you can't hit greatness if you never step into the gym. Here's the truth. The game isn't rigged. It's just hidden. And once you learn the rules, you stop being a pawn. You become a player. Ownership is learned. Wealth is built. Freedom is intentional. Start where you are. Learn the game. And whatever you do, don't quit.